Good morning, dear students. Now, welcome to the concluding topic of the chapter number 1, crop production and management, and that topic is harvesting and storage. As we have already studied how the crops are sown in the field, how they are nurtured in the field, now the time to harvest the crops, how they are harvested. What is harvesting? Harvesting is the removal of matured crops from the field. That is called as harvesting. Now, what is a produce and a crop or a crop yield? A produce is what we get from the field. After maturing the crops are harvested, and the seeds or the fruits or the vegetables that we get is called as crop produce or crop yield. Now, there are various methods, there are various instruments or implements which can be used for removing of these matured crops from the field, and these includes sickle, harvester and a combine. Now this sickle, it is a crescent shaped instrument or implement which is used to remove the mature crop, cut the mature crop from the field, and it is used since ancient times, but it is a time consuming process and it is also a labor consuming process. Nowadays, what is mostly used is harvester or a combine. A harvester is a machine which is used to harvest the mature crop from the field, whereas combine is a machine which is serving two purposes here. That is why we have given the name combine, means it is harvesting the crop also, and at the same time it is threshing the crop also. So combine is a very efficient machine which is used to harvest the mature crops, which is very time saving and labor saving process. So combine is widely used nowadays. Now come to the next topic, that is threshing. After harvesting the crops, what needs to be done? Threshing. Now threshing is removal of hard outer covering, that is a chaff, from the seeds or from the crop produce is called as threshing. Now this threshing can be done with the help of a thresher. A thresher is a machine which helps in removal of chaff from the seeds. That is how the threshing is done. Now after the threshing comes the winnowing. Now winnowing is done to remove the hay or chaff from the crop, from the seeds. Now chaff or hay being lighter will fall far away, and the seeds being heavier will fall near to the person who is doing the winnowing, and the wind is blown on the crops or this produce so that the lighter particles will fly away and the heavier ones will fall near to the person. That is how separation of this removal of hay or chaff can be done. And this hay, it can be used as a cattle or food for the cattle, and that is called as a fodder. Food for the cattle is called as fodder. So all the things are used here. In the seeds are also separated, and the hay which is being used, it can be used as a fodder for the cattle. Now after all this comes the storage. After harvesting, threshing, winnowing, what needs to be done? The crop produce needs to be stored properly. So that is called as storage. Now it is also a very vital part of agriculture because it ensures the availability of food grain throughout the year in the country. So the main aim of storage is not letting the crop to get wasted, to get spoiled. What is the purpose of storage? To prevent the spoilage of the crops, and do you know that every year? So proper storage needs to be done. Although government has made some agencies and corporations which are solely looking into this purpose of storage of food grains, which ensures the food availability of the food grains throughout the year, and these corporations include Food Corporation of India, that is FCI, and State Warehouse Corporation, which is used for the, which is basically important organizations which is helping in the storage of food grains in our country. Now the storage starts after harvesting of the removal of chaff from the grains. What happens? The crop still has got a lot of moisture in it. So that needs to be removed, and they are sun dried, and then to prevent the insects from attacking the crop, to prevent the microorganisms from attacking the crop, to prevent the fungus from attacking the crop or produce, the storage is done. So the storage can be done in storage bins, silos or granaries. If the amount is small, it can be done in the storage bin. Now in the storage bin, some neem leaves can be spread over as they repel the insects and they don't allow the microorganisms also to grow. And the silos and granaries, when the grains are stored in a large quantities. If the grains are in very large quantities, then it can be stored in silos and granaries. Silos are very big cans of steels or iron, and then where the grains are stored and where no humidity comes, so that the spoilage is very minimum in silos. And in granaries also there are very big warehouses where the sacks of seeds are stored in the and there the exhaust fans are also there, so that all the moistures and all the humidity keeps on going outside the room. So granary storage and silos can be used for the storage purpose, which helps in the prevention of spoilage of food grains. Now all these topics are finished. Let's come to the last topic of this chapter, that is food and from animals. As you all know that animals also plays a very important role in our lives also. They give us milk, they give us meat, they give us their skin and various other products also. So animals are very useful for us. So the animals which are useful for us, which we keep is called as, those animals are called as livestock, which are very helpful for the farmer. And keeping the animals for our benefit is called as domestication of those animals. Animals that include cattle like buffalo, cows, horses, camels, sheep, goat. All these are being reared and by the farmers for their own benefit. They help the farmers a lot. So, and the science which deals in the management or the study of the welfare of these animals, that includes their health care, their food, their breeding, that is called as animal husbandry. So animal husbandry is the science which deals with the study of food, shelter and health of these livestock animals. So children, I hope you all have understood the topics well and nicely.